Welcome to Starwatch Now, your front row seat to all the hottest gossip, drama, and breaking news from the world of entertainment. If it's trending, shocking, or star-studded, we're covering it. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Welcome back to Starwatch Now. Glowing star tonight, we bring you a story that is rewriting the rules of fame and sports. Wong Yibo's Shanghai GT Grand Finale, and the surprising presence of Ice-T's CEO cheering him on from the stands. Automobile fire. At that moment in Shanghai, the story of Wong Iba felt larger than the race itself. What we witnessed was not just a celebrity stepping into an unfamiliar arena, but an artist deliberately choosing to redefine his own path. For years, audiences across Asia and beyond have known him as a dancer, actor, and singer whose elegance on stage seemed untouchable. Yet here he was, standing among seasoned drivers, not as a guest of honor or a brand ambassador, but as a competitor determined to earn his place through discipline and skill. His presence on the track spoke of transformation, of a man refusing to be confined by the limits of his own fame. The Shanghai GT Finale became a canvas for that transformation. With every lap, he pushed against doubts, both from critics and from within himself. The crowd could sense it. Before every corner, there was a collective silence, as though thousands were holding their breath, waiting to see if he could prove that his passion was real. And he did. His focus was unwavering, his movements precise, and his commitment undeniable. This was not a performance for applause. It was a declaration that dreams, when pursued with sincerity, can expand into unexpected territories. The moment also carried symbolic weight. By choosing the track, Wong Iba showed that celebrity can be more than an image. It can be a force that reshapes culture. Fans who once only knew the language of concerts and films suddenly found themselves studying racing rules, cheering for lap times, and discovering a new world of motorsport. His decision became a bridge, connecting the glamour of entertainment with the grit of professional sport, inspiring countless people to look beyond the boundaries they had accepted for themselves. Ultimately, what stood out most was the courage it takes to reinvent oneself at the height of success. It is easy to remain where admiration is guaranteed. It is far harder to step into a space where failure seems likely and respect must be earned again from the beginning. In Shanghai, Wang Yibo chose the harder road, and in doing so, he revealed a truth that resonates deeply. Passion is not about staying safe. It is about daring to grow, even when the world is already watching. The Shanghai GT Finale was never just another sporting event. It carried the weight of a turning point, not only for the race but for Wong Iba himself. On that track, under the glaring lights and the roar of engines, he positioned himself among men who had devoted their lives to the art of driving. Unlike the stages where choreography and applause defined the rhythm of his life, this arena demanded something far more unforgiving: precision, courage, and a willingness to confront risk without the safety net of reputation. Standing shoulder to shoulder with seasoned drivers, Wang Yibo was not offered the luxury of being treated as a star. He was judged by the grip of his tires, the sharpness of his turns, and the steadiness of his hands on the wheel. Every second on the asphalt was a test of whether his dedication was genuine or merely an experiment in image. The atmosphere that evening reflected the gravity of the moment. The crowd that gathered, many drawn by his fame rather than a passion for racing, felt the tension shift as soon as the race began. Suddenly, their cheers softened into silence, and their curiosity transformed into respect. Each lap told its own story. A man carrying not the mask of a performer, but the quiet resolve of an athlete determined to prove himself. His concentration was so complete that it seemed he had shed the outside world, leaving only himself and the relentless curve of the track. In those fleeting instants, you could sense that the audience recognized a truth about him, that beneath the layers of celebrity, there lived a competitor with unshakable intent. What unfolded was a reminder of why moments of reinvention are so powerful. The finale forced both fans and critics to reconsider what it means to follow passion authentically. It was no longer about whether Wang Yibo could win or lose, but about whether he could stand in a place that allowed no shortcuts and meet its demands with honesty. And he did. His composure under pressure, his refusal to yield to nerves, and his ability to embrace the intensity of competition made the night unforgettable. The Shanghai GT Finale became more than a race. It became a mirror of transformation, reflecting how one man's courage to evolve can inspire thousands to believe that reinvention, though daunting, is always possible when pursued with unwavering commitment. When the camera turned toward the VIP stands at the Shanghai GT Finale, what unfolded was more than a simple gesture of support. The sight of the Ice-T CEO present at the race, openly cheering for Wong Iba, signaled something profound about the way influence can reshape industries. This was not a staged endorsement or a commercial appearance neatly tied to contracts. It was a recognition that one individual's decision to embrace a new passion had already begun to alter the landscape of motorsport in China. A beverage brand, typically associated with lifestyle marketing or youth culture, was suddenly finding its place in a world of roaring engines and adrenaline-fueled circuits, drawn there not by tradition but by the magnetic pull of a star who dared to take risks. That presence carried layers of meaning. To the fans, it was validation that Wong Iba's journey as a racer was not just personal but also cultural, extending into the commercial realm where markets and communities converge. When a CEO of a mainstream brand chooses to dedicate their time to watch a race because of one competitor, it reflects how deeply that competitor resonates beyond the sport itself. The moment blurred boundaries between entertainment, commerce, and athletics, weaving them into a single narrative where passion drives recognition and recognition drives opportunity. It also revealed the growing power of authenticity in a time when audiences are increasingly skeptical of empty marketing. Wong Iba's commitment to racing was visible and undeniable. He had shown through sweat, training, and performance that this was not a side project but a genuine pursuit. The Ice-T CEO's presence symbolized how brands are now gravitating toward stories that embody sincerity rather than superficial visibility. This shift is significant because it highlights a new era in which the alignment between celebrity influence and corporate interest is rooted in authenticity, not convenience. Most importantly, that moment highlighted the symbiotic relationship between culture and commerce. Wong Iba provided the spark that attracted fans, and in turn, the fans created a market large enough to invite corporate attention. The brand's engagement reinforced the legitimacy of the sport in the eyes of the public, creating a cycle where passion, recognition, and growth could sustain each other. What seemed at first like a simple appearance by a CEO became a symbol of transformation, proof that one individual's leap into the unknown could ripple outward, drawing industries and communities into uncharted but promising territory. For the fans, it was electrifying. Many who had never cared about GT racing before were suddenly learning the rules, following the drivers and cheering every lap. Wong Iba didn't just race. He pulled thousands into a world they had never touched before. Think about it. When a superstar of his caliber chooses to invest time, energy, and heart into something as demanding as motorsports, it doesn't look like a hobby anymore. It becomes a movement, a spark of inspiration, a call to dream bigger. Some fans admitted they were nervous. Every sharp corner, every acceleration felt like holding their breath. But the moment Iba crossed the track with determination, those fears turned into pride. Not pride in his fame, but pride in his courage. And let's not forget the bigger picture. This is no longer just about racing. It's about building an ecosystem. Teams need sponsors, sponsors need visibility, and Iba bridges the gap with his magnetic influence. What once felt niche and unreachable is now alive, colorful, and open to everyone. You could say Wong Iba is writing a new chapter, the blend of celebrity impact plus niche sports that creates long-lasting cultural shifts. While other stars dabble and move on, Iba is proving his dedication lap after lap. So the real question is, how long will this racing fever last? Judging by the packed stands, the roaring cheers, and the global attention, it seems this is just the beginning. 4:45. One thing is clear. Wong Iba has shown us that passion can transform industries, inspire new generations, and even bring unexpected partners, like Ice-T, onto the track. This is more than racing. It's about redefining what a star can achieve when he dares to follow his heart. And perhaps that's why fans across Asia, North America, Europe, and beyond are saying the same thing. Wong Iba isn't just racing cars. He's racing into history. Checkered flag sparkles. Thank you for watching Starwatch now. If this story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible updates from the world of entertainment, drama, and the stars you love. Sparkling hearts, stay tuned, because the next story might just surprise you even more. Until next time, we wish you happiness, energy, and inspiration every single day. Goodbye for now. Waving hand, glowing star.